What's up guys, it's Brian from Cross Coast Gaming, and today I'm doing a guide on the Urn of Sacrifice quest series. At least that's what the first quest is called. You can see right here, it's a bounty called Urn of Sacrifice. So you pick this up from Eris with the ship that came with the Dark Below at the tower, and you bring it to Zur, who appeared just today, and at the very bottom row of all of his wares, you can buy the Urn of Sacrifice for 1 strange coin. While you're at Zur, make sure to check out all the loot that he's selling right now. We do like a weekly thing every Friday morning as soon as he comes up. So there's a little annotation on the screen. You can click that and check out what he's selling right now and see if he's selling the Urn of Sacrifice still. I assume he's going to be doing it for a while, if not ever, but go ahead and click the annotation and you can check out if he's selling it right now. Anyway, so once you do that, you're going to run over back across the tower to Eris and turn in the quest. And she's going to give you a new quest called Gather Their Dust. And for this, you're going to need to kill thralls with a fusion rifle that does solar damage. So pretty specific, but I imagine everyone's thinking the same thing that I am, and that's to use the gun that's on my back right now, the Vex Mythoclast. So you don't actually need to go anywhere specific for this quest, just choose somewhere that has a bunch of thralls. Pretty much anywhere on the moon is a safe bet. I just chose the World's Grave because it's a level 7 story, and it's super easy to kill things that are level 7. You don't need to raise the level at all or make it heroic or whatever, just hop in low level story and kind of cruise through. So I'm going to speed up this part of the loading screen and assume you guys don't really care about the plot because there is no plot and because this mission's already old anyway, so you should have already done it. So once you get on the moon, you're going to hop on your bike and kind of speed through here and get to this ledge. And this is all on the minimap as well. You're just going to follow in the prompts it gives you. But once you get in here far enough, you're going to find a bunch of hive enemies. So pretty much the second room of hive, I guess it's all one room, but after you clear the first group of enemies, you're going to come to this bridge, which is the first of 3 spots you can kind of farm these thralls. So the fastest way to do this quest is just to do the mission that I'm on right now, the World's Grave. And throughout this mission, it only takes like really 6 to 8 minutes to kind of cruise through the entire mission if you're going really fast and you're a high level. Throughout this mission, there's 3 different spots where you just get a bunch of thralls. You need to make sure you have your fusion rifle ready to get all those kills. So the first one's on this bridge right here, and you can see they're just all piling up, and every time you kill one, they drop this little item that you need for the quest. And really easy to pile them up right here. After you go through this spot, you're going to kind of cruise through the level more, and you're eventually going to come to a cave. When you turn right in the cave, you're going to see a giant family of thralls just waiting for you to pick up all their items for the quest. And then finally, you're going to come to the very end of the level where you have to put down Dinklebot and defend him while he does some kind of Dinklebot scanning thing. And hordes of enemies are going to spawn, and obviously this is a perfect place to get the rest of your Thrall items if you haven't already. So after you've gotten all of the items from the Thralls that you need, the quest is actually going to automatically update, so you don't need to go back to the tower. If you just check the item in your inventory, you'll see that it has already updated to the next quest. And the next one is to melee kill 5 cursed Thralls. So those are the ones that are like kind of clutching their chest and explode when they're near you. So you need to think long and hard about what level is a lot of cursed Thralls. So I chose the same level that we were just on last time, because it's the only level I know on the moon. So once you land, you're going to do the same thing, go back to the same spot and find the same hive, and then once you get past the bridge and all the way past the cave, you're going to get to the end of the level again. I know it seems like it takes a while to get to the end of the level or whatever, but once you do it, you'll realize how fast it really is. There are a few cursed Thralls on the way between the beginning and the end, but the end is where they really kind of come in a nice clump. They can get most of them done. So when they're spawning in that lake, remember I said you had to defend this little tower and Dinklebot from doing some scanning or whatever? A bunch of them will spawn in the water right in front of you and kind of walk towards you. Just make sure you melee them, don't forget and like accidentally shoot them or freak out and jump off an edge and grenade them or whatever. You need to get the melee kills, it's super important. And once you do that, it's going to update again with a new quest, and this one's going to tell you to kill the acolytes and wizards with a void weapon. So now you just need to figure out what level has a lot of acolytes and wizards. Right, so I just chose the same level again, because honestly, there's wizards and acolytes all over the place. That's by far the most common enemy is the acolytes. Just go in there with a void weapon and clean up. It's really easy. Every single time you kill one, it drops a thing, so you just need to kill 100 of the enemies, which you can easily do in one run of the level, and, you know, just make sure you get them all done and get the items that they drop. So after you do that, it's finally going to tell you to go back to the tower, go back to Eris, and you're going to turn in this quest. When you turn in the quest, it's going to give you a new quest, and this is going to tell you to go and complete a world event to kill Urzok the Hated, which is probably the worst nickname you could ever be given. But for Urzok the Hated, it's a new public event, and if you haven't heard of it, don't worry, it's because it came with the expansion, which just released. And I actually have a short video on the public event telling you the best way to, you know, find it and get it or whatever. But if you're already familiar with it, then don't worry about it. You can just kind of go to the Cosmodrome is usually the easiest place to get it, and get the public event and finish it, and you'll get to the next part of the quest. If you're not familiar with it, then you can go ahead and click that annotation on the screen. Hopefully the annotation's turned on, because if you don't, you're missing a lot of important stuff, including fixes and updates to this video, correcting all of the terrible lies I'm telling you. But once you complete that public event, you're going to go back to the tower again, turn it in, it's just going to be one final quest. So this final quest is bringing you on a brand new mission on the moon. And you can change the difficulty between level 26 or level 30. Level 30 gives 5 minutes of light, so I'm going to pretend to do that one. So once you do that, you're going to go through here, and as everyone knows, the most important part of any Destiny mission is seeing how far through the level you can get before getting off your bike. So I did pretty well here. Let me know if you do better, or if you find a new trick, but I think I did pretty darn good. I got my bike probably 75% of the way to the very end of the level. Once you get to the end of the level, you'll see a little relic area, and you need to pick up a sword. And these little green zones in the ground will actually hurt you, as I'm very, very, very slowly figuring out. And once you pick up the sword, you're going to be mobbed by a bunch of thralls. Pretty much just try and work your way over, and make sure you have a sword ahead of time, unlike me, because I'm terrible. And you can melee attack and AoE all the thralls. Very, very satisfying. And they're going to keep coming at you, and then the enemies gradually get harder and harder, and you just have to kind of survive the waves with the sword. So I'll go ahead and just speed that up right now, and let you guys see how great I am. As you can see, the enemies just slowly ramp up from thralls to acolytes to knights, and then eventually to these ogres here. So once you get the last ogre, you finish the mission, and the creepiest line ever uttered in a video game gets uttered.
Don't forget, bring me the eyes.
And then you're going to head back to the tower to turn it in. Once you get to the tower, you're going to actually head to Xur this time before Eris, because I like to mix things up and get some interactive storytelling going on here. So head to Xur, and you're going to turn in the little thing that you picked up from the mission you just did, and he's going to give you another little thing to turn into the little person that gave you the last mission you just did. So just head on over back to Eris and her ship, and then she should be pretty excited to see you. And speaking of excited, I hope you're excited, because she has a sweet reward for you. That's right. Legendary gloves. That are worse than the ones you might be already wearing. Right. So after taking out a key strategic resource of the Hive, you are rewarded with secondhand mittens. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.